Warning, this content is rated for mature audiences only. Viewer discretion is advised. This video is brought to you by Hydro Bucket. Use discount code 10 from Ben and save 10% on any order at thehydrobucket.com. If you have any experience growing plants in deep water culture, then you probably know that based on space, hunting for phenotypes is near impossible with this growing method. And so I've been brainstorming by myself, trying to figure out how do you pop an entire pack of seeds and then select 2 or 4 based on certain character traits, node spacing, smell, rate of growth, things of that nature. And so I came up with this idea, and I'm sure I'm not the first person to think of this, but I figured if I can help somebody with this video, why not? All right, so we're at Home Depot, and this box right here, or tote, this HDX tote, is the same tote that I got for my Droid Cure box. And it would work perfectly fine, but as I was about to take it up front and check out, I just so happened to look to the right, and I saw these Husky boxes at 19 and 27 gallons. And I'm like, wow, it is literally a $3 difference. Red is my favorite color. And I believe these totes are a little larger at 19 gallons. I think those were 14 gallons, the HDX. So it's a really simple decision. I'm going to take this up front, check out, we'll take it home, and we'll get started. All right, so I'm at home. The very first thing I'm going to do is take some 70% isopropyl alcohol and just clean everything off, because Home Depot is one of the dustiest stores in America. That's first and foremost. Secondly, I need to, as I'm searching for my 3-inch hole saw, because I have 3-inch net pots, I need a 3-inch hole saw, and my hole saw kit is missing my 3-inch hole saw. So we're gonna have to pick this project up in a few days. You all don't, but I do. I'm gonna have to pick this project up in a few days, because I have to order a 3-inch hole saw so that I can drill some 3-inch holes for these 3-inch net pots on the lid of this Husky tote. So let me do that. Go on Amazon, order me a 3-inch hole saw, and then I'll come back and we'll get this started again. All right, so it's been a few days. I got my hole saw. It has been delivered to my front door. Everything we need is right here. Well, not everything, but to get this project started, we need a marker. We need these 3-inch net pots, however many you're gonna use. I have 12 3-inch net pots. That's what it looks like. I'm gonna take the marker and draw a circle around each of these net pots. This is my 3-inch hole saw. And then you need a drill so that you can drill the holes into the lid. Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of dumb stuff happening in this video. Bear with me. But once you get your hole saw on your drill, the next thing that you're gonna do is draw your outlines. But you wanna map things out first and foremost. So I'm gonna map out where I'm gonna have these net pots on this lid. And then you wanna draw your lines so that you know where to drill. So I'm gonna take the marker and simply trace the outline of the lid of the net pot on the lid of the tote. Very simple. We'll repeat this process 11 more times, and then we'll move on. bigger. Well, like I said, it's going to be a lot of dumb stuff that happens. I did cut myself while these cut resistance gloves were in the same room, like staring me right in my face the whole time. I will place a link in the description if you're interested in getting yourself some, but I should have been using this from the jump to secure this hole saw into my drill, like I'm doing right now. Just dumb. Yeah. Might be more dumb stuff coming. Hey, you never know. But let's continue. We're going to go with 11 more holes. Go for 11 more holes on this lid. And I'll be back when I'm done. All right, so what I have here is 36 zip ties. We're gonna use these to secure these net pots on this lid. So you see the way that I gave, and I tried to distribute these zip ties evenly around each hole. That is to secure, like I said, we're gonna secure these net pots with these zip ties. You'll see the way that that works out in just a second if you've never done this before. You're going to learn today. All right, so at this point, we're going to secure this net pot right here, but you want to make sure that with these zip ties, you don't want to tie a zip tie or loop a zip tie into another zip tie. So you want to make sure that each zip tie is independent to itself before you go closing the zip tie or zipping the tie. Yeah. And that's it. Just like that, we'll pull these closed with a little bit of tension, and then we'll just cut them all so that things look good. All right, that's it. We'll just do this 11 more times, and then we'll move on to setting up the water and the air supply. And just like that, we're all done. The next thing to do is to put a air pump with some air stones in this. Well, we'll put the air stones in this tote with the air pump outside of the tote, but above the air stones to prevent backlogging, waterlogging. And then we'll move on to what we're gonna grow. What are we gonna grow? That was the whole purpose of setting this up, was so that we can have a selection. So we're gonna pop a bunch of seeds and then take our time in selecting the best phenotype out of the 12, or maybe the best 2, maybe the best 3. I'm not sure yet, but this system is all set up. We're gonna move on from this point, and yeah, thank you for joining me. Let's now discuss how this all works when it comes to putting bubbles in the water. All right, so we got our bucket or our tote all set up. The very next thing that we need to do is place some air stones at the bottom of this bucket or tote, and then we need to connect those air stones to an air pump. Now, the air pump should be an electrical air pump, not what you see on the screen. And so once you turn it on, it'll put bubbles in the water, which in turn oxidizes the water, and this is how everything works when it comes to BWC. This is how an air pump actually looks. Let's move on. All right, so here we are, the air stones, the air pump, everything is connected and hooked up. I did send the lines through a couple of net pots because I didn't want to create any extra holes unnecessarily. And the water is being bubbled or oxidized, as you'll be able to see in a second. This is what things look like. 2 air stones in this tote. The air pump is, I believe, about a 480. Yeah, it's about 480 gallons of air being pumped every hour. I believe that. It's a lot, so it's definitely going to do very well. And now, let's plant some beans.
Pass the medication, float up to the stars. Dedication to elevation, breaking through the bars. Medicated in the cloud, can nobody bring us down higher than before. Medicated in the cloud. Walking through my greenhouse doors. Welcome to my special collection. I've been chasing this for years. Grow every single plant to its perfection. This dedication to elevation, the type of that could make you laugh. Or it could have you on some chill shit, get you to thinking how to perfect your craft. Every step that I take, it's a purpose in the plan. Bitch, I'm headed to the top. That's how you know that I'm the man. I've been grinding all my life while I'm sleeping at the wheel.
All right, so it's been 7 days since I popped these seeds and put them in the rapid rooters in this husky tote. Over those last 7 days, I was coming in here to make sure that as they were popping up, they didn't run into this black piece of plastic. And then as they need it, I would, as you can see, cut the hole so that they can go past the black piece of plastic. And what I have this black piece of plastic on here for is to stop the light from getting into the water, because that will build up algae. But that's it. on 7 days, this is what these girls look like. Got a little bit of root structure down here that we can take a peek at. Yep. And that's it. Let's move on.
But bitch, I was a rookie first. Every leaf a different lesson. Every strain another test. I learned to harness all the pressure.
All right, so it's been 2 weeks since we saw these girls, or 12 days to be exact, and there's nothing but pure water in this tote still. It's been pure water since day one, pH to about 6.1, and basically it's time to feed these girls, if you can see it. So I do get a lot of questions. Why do you wait to feed these girls until they start looking this way? For me, it's about communication. All plants don't need nutrients immediately. And an overfed plant, well, you'll be able to taste that. So just try to keep the plants balanced as best I can. But yeah, they're definitely communicating with me. They're basically screaming at me right now. We need food. So these girls are going to get 3 milliliters of Flora Micro, Flora Bloom, Flora Grow, all by General Hydroponics. And then by Bloom City, I have this Silica Boost. And we have some Cincy CalMag Extra by Advanced Nutrients. 3 milliliters of each bottle goes into this tote, and that's it. And then at the very end of that, we need to pH the water. All right, so it's the 3rd week of vegetation, or the 3rd week of life for these girls. And at this point, we're just about to clean up the bottom layer. We'll get a little look at the roots and see what the roots are looking like. Yep, these plants are nice and healthy. Roots are doing just fine. And so like I said, I'm going to clean up the bottom of these plants real quick. Just take a couple trimmers, as you can see me doing, to get rid of the first node, essentially, right? And so we did feed these girls last week, and if you recall, last week they were looking malnourished. At this point, they look well fed and taken care of. These 3 in the back are Red Hot Blueberry, which I love blueberry, any blueberry strain, I love it. So I did take the 2 best out of these 3, and I put them in my Spider Farmer tent, my DWC system by Spider Farmer, under the SF4000 Evo. And this is going to be the run that I do in this tent. And so as far as the rest of these girls are concerned, I did pick 4, or I'm going to pick 4, for my hydro bucket run. And I've already got my hydro buckets cleaned up. They're ready to grow. I think the only issue is I have this, well, I planted these plants, these girls, in 3-inch net pots. And it just does not work. I was trying to figure out how to get these net pots to fit in my hydro pods on my hydro lids, and I think I figured it out. So allow me to show you what I did. So I took some wire cutters and I chopped the collar of the 3-inch net pot, which made it much more maneuverable, and it fit right in. So that's how we're going to do it on this run. Also, my good friends at thehydrobucket.com were kind enough to send me out 4 brand new hydro lids. As you can see on the screen, we have the new updated lids, which are white for light reflection and they're made with UV resistant plastic. And so my first run with the Hydro bucket was all about learning what makes these buckets so much better or different than the typical DWC bucket. And as you can see, Hydro bucket is changing the game when it comes to deep water culture. And so one of the main things that stands out to me when it comes to the Hydro bucket is the fact that these buckets were already great. But with these new upgrades, they're really showing that they're putting the DWC enthusiast or grower first, because they didn't have to apply any upgrades. And that's one of the main things that stands out to me. I highly recommend the Hydro bucket for brand new growers or DWC enthusiasts. This is the easiest way to grow using DWC. And these are certainly been chasing approved. So again, if you're interested, links and coupon codes will be available in the description box. All right, so my first run with the Hydro buckets, I ran a pack of beans. My second run, I did clones, and on this run, I'm doing beans again, as you can see. And you know what I say, big roots, big fruit. So let's talk about why I'm making these selections in particular. These beans do come in a 12 pack, and I tried to pop all 12, but 9 ended up germinating. As you can see on the screen, we have 10, but 1 is something else. And so I'm making these selections based on smell, node spacing, rate of growth, and also the size of the roots. Big roots, big fruit. And so as you can see, I am using the Medic Grow Mini Sun 320. And I do have coupon codes available in the description box, along with some links that'll send you directly to Medic Grow. But yeah, as you can see on the screen, node spacing is really tight on a few of these. It's like medium on the ones that I'm gonna select, and then it's like really, really loose or spacey, if you will, on the other few that I didn't select. But yeah, I'm gonna pick 4 out of these, and it would be nice to get these small ones, but I'm looking at these 3 over here, this one in particular, along with the 2 that are right next to her. Based on node spacing, based on smell, rate of growth, these 3 right here are definitely coming with me, and then this one over here is gonna come with me. And like I said, there's 10, but the one at the top on the right is a Robin Hood seed. This right here is one of those red hot blueberries. I popped the 5 pack. I selected 2 and put them in my Spider Farmer tent, in my Spider Farmer DWC grow. And this one is going to go in the garbage with the rest of them. But yeah, let me get the 4 out of here and we'll move on from there. All right, so this is very simple. I'm just going to take some wire cutters, like I said earlier, and chop the collar of these net pots, the ones that I selected, and place them in the Hydro buckets accordingly. All right, so now that we got all of that done, the very next step is to wrap this neoprene collar around the stem, just like that. All right, so at this point, I'm going to take the nutrient-rich solution that is in this husky tote. I'm going to use a submersible water pump. And first, I'm going to get rid of these plants right here. We're going to get rid of all of this. Make sure everything is out of the way. Then I'll take a submersible water pump, some tubing, and I'm going to put the nutrient-rich solution in the hydro buckets from this tote. All right, so once I have all of this water out of the tote, it's not going to fill these buckets up completely. It's 20 gallons, and this is only a 17-gallon tote. And on top of that, it's halfway full. But once I do that, I'm going to take just some water and make sure that these buckets are full to the point where the water is right below the hydropod. And that'll be that. We'll go from there. All right, so I want to take this moment to just give a quick shout out to my good friends who help power my channel. If you know, you know. And if you don't, well, you better ask somebody. I mean, like, literally. Google or ChatGPT. Consider them your new best friends. So, while I cannot provide any links, it is all love. So remember the code, and when you get there, tell them Ben sent you. Now let's get back to it. All right, so this grow is ready and set up to grow. I did transfer these plants into this tent at 3.5, going on 4 weeks of age. So from seed, that's how old they were. And the buckets are pH to 6.1. I know I don't mention this often, but I do believe heavily in pH pens and the use of pH pens. I have about 7 or 8 different pH pens. While Apera is my favorite company, I am not biased when it comes to pH pens. I believe the more you have, the better or more accurate of a reading you can get. But yeah, 6.1 is a big deal in veg when you're in DWC. So that's where we're at. When we hit flower, we'll go to about 5.8. And at this point, I'm just going to lower this Medic Grow Mini Sun 320 so that it is about, I'd say about 18, 19 and a half, maybe 20 inches away from the canopy. All right. And that's how we're going to do this grow. And in the meantime, I would like to say thank you to my good friends over at the Hydro Bucket for supporting my channel. Once again, if you're interested in getting yourself any Hydro Bucket gear, check for the links and coupon codes in the description box. But 10 from Ben will get you 10% off at thehydrobucket.com. I also would like to take this moment to say thank you to my good friends at Ithacan Genetics. They are local breeders to Western New York. I am a Buffalonian, just in case you did not know. And yeah, they're just really good people. They've been supporting my channel from day one, and I'm glad that I'm able to return the favor. I believe I will be able to return the favor by shining a little bit of light on this company. All right, so it's been 14 days since we last saw these girls, and on the 9th day, I did initiate flower. So these girls have been in flower for 5 days now. And this is what things are looking like. Very healthy, very green, and robust growth going on in this tent. These hydro buckets are doing an excellent job. This girl right here seems to be the only one in the tent that is suffering from cannibalization. So I'm just gonna give her a little push by defoliating these already cannibalized leaves. And you can have a look at them for yourself and get a good idea of what cannibalization looks like. It usually will start at the bottom of the plant, and it can be harmless as long as you address it. So the easiest way to address it is to feed your plants. Cannibalization is a representation of the plant eating itself, which means it's hungry. What do? You feed it. So, harmless enough. Cut those leaves away. They won't come back because I am going to feed these girls right now. And we'll be back to see what they look like in a few weeks. All right, so we are back in this tent. It has been 11 days. These 3 girls, well, this one right here is taller than these other 3, as you can see. So I'm going to experiment a little bit. We are in the middle of flower with these 4 girls. These 3 girls are doing just fine, but this one, I'm gonna top her. I have never topped a plant in flower. I have no idea how this is gonna work. I got these 2 tops. Let's get a little closer of a view. Got these 2 tops down here that I want to keep. And then this right here, we're going to get rid of. I'm just going to chop her right off. Like I said, we are in about week 3, week 4 of flower. And this is something I have never done, but I'm willing to try to see if it works and let you all know. All right, so as you can see, this canopy is much more even. The light can be be distributed more evenly now. Yeah. And this is the top. It'll dry up, and as a result, this plant will send energy to all of these tops instead of focusing on that one top. And all of these plants are at the same stage. Beautiful. So my feeding schedule has not changed since I started growing quite some years ago. I just so happen to like DWC, and liquid nutrients are what works in DWC. As you can see, these are all liquid nutrients. I have been running general hydroponics since I started growing. And generally, I like to keep things even. So if I'm giving 15 milliliters of a Flora Micro, then I will give 15 milliliters of the Bloom and the Grow and Scentsy CalMag. And when we're in flower, it'll be 15 milliliters of Cool Bloom. I like to stick to about between 3 and 5 milliliters of the Orca and the Silica Boost. So just to keep things light with those two, like I said, somewhere between 3 and 5 milliliters at all times, every time I feed. And that's it.
We give it all we got. Look if we before we rise until we're calling shots.
Stop falling till we shot calling.
We never give up, we give it all we got.
That's right.
Look if we before we rise until we're calling shots.
Yeah.
We never give up.
Look, if you knew about my hurdles and my obstacles, I had me jumping through loops. I did the impossible. I don't be walking on water, but I'm optimal. And if you wanna know the path, I'ma tell you just
Never give up.
that's right. Be who you wanna be. At least until you get it right. Right? They used to call me everything. Except for M. Type, but look, I never gave up. I kept it moving till I got here. Now I'm hearing all these haters say it's not fair, but they just bitchin', they just blow a bunch of hot air. I could stop there, but look,
Never give up.
Old dirty reincarnated. Little dog, nobody thought that he was gonna make it. And now I got a whole pack full of wand chasers. And guess what, homie? Yeah, we
Never give up. We give it all we got. Look, if we fall, we rise until we call in shots.
Stop falling till we shot calling.
Never give up. We give it all we got. Look, if we fall, we rise until we call in shots.
That's right.
Never give up.
Yeah, life is so hard, ain't no shame, everybody slips. But I got the heart of a lion, I will never quit. Dreams will really seem possible when you're chasing it. You're probably seen it surmountable when you're facing it. Big dreams are making it, you're ignorant, you're faking it. All the talent in the world, you got it while you're wasting it. If you don't believe in yourself, then why you claiming it? If you make excuses and you're lazy, ain't no saving it. Life gave me lemons, I made lemonade, I'm sipping it. Turbulence is imminent, my hustle is infinite. You don't know how to rap, no skills of hooping it or shooting it. You feel the only choice you got is get the work distributed.
All right, so we have made it to the 4th week of flower. We're actually exactly at 30 days. This is the 30th day of flower, and this is what this tint is looking like. Cali Mocho by Ithacan Genetics. Nice and green, lush and healthy. Buds are plumping up very nicely. I'm excited. Everything that I've ran by Ithacan has been pure primo, and this one is not going to disappoint. Right here, you can see we have this. This is the result of this top when I topped this girl, and she just kept on going. This was one tall phenotype. She would have probably ended up past the light with the initial top, or the initial cola, I should say. But now you have all of that energy focused on all of these different colas, which is going to turn out very nicely. It looks like this is going to be a purple plant. That doesn't mean much. Colors don't necessarily indicate any sort of potency. But yeah, this is a beautiful grow, very beautiful grow. And the one thing about it, I know earlier, or I should say in the last episode, I said that I was not going to use this Mini Sun by Medic Grow, but I just wanted to see how a small, weak light would work in a 4x4. And as you can see, it's turning up. Not, nothing major, but this is a very small light in a very big footprint. And once again, these hydro buckets are doing extremely well. This is my 3rd run with the hydro buckets, and I absolutely love them. I believe they are the best buckets on the market, and got a little bit of root action, as you can see. Just a wonderful grow. I couldn't be happier. If you're interested in getting your own hydro buckets, remember to use my discount code 10 from Ben. Save 10% on your next order. This video is also sponsored by Metri Grow. Use discount code MGBEN15 off and save 15% on any Metri Grow purchase on Amazon. So, I already had a Metri Grow light. I've had this light for about a year. So when the company reached out to me and asked me to represent their brand, it was an easy decision. I've been using this light to grow mushrooms on my Ben Chasing Spores channel, which will be linked in the description but I've been using this light for a year. This light right here is the MetriGrow 100 watt LED. It was sent over to me to test it out, and right off the bat I can tell you exactly who this is for and what kind of grow it's best fit in. The MetriGrow 100 watt is exactly that, a true 100 watt LED grow light, not some boosted marketing claim. It's designed for small scale indoor setups, and it comes with a smart control with the MetriGrow app, which lets you set your lighting schedule from 0 to 24 hours, which can be great for dialed in light schedules without a separate timer. Setting this up was super simple. It's virtually plug and play. It has an aluminum honeycomb heat sink that's built in, which helps manage temps without any noisy fans. It's quiet, lightweight, and fits perfectly in a 2x2 grow tent. That's where I've got mine running, and honestly, it's a great match.
All right, so it's simple. This, you just unscrew that. This falls off. Room for you to put a ball right there, which is exactly what is on the arm. All right, poke that in there. Actually, first thing you want to do is make sure this is dropped on. Has to be the way that it'll screw on to this. It'll go on like this, and then it goes in like that. And you just pop that in there. Very simple and easy. And screw it. That's it. Put this arm in and set it up.
So this light has a max footprint coverage area of a 4x4. But realistically, you're looking at a solid 2x2 flowering footprint, maybe a 3x3 in veg if you're working with clones, seedlings, or some leafy greens. But if you're growing cannabis, this light is ideal for 1 to 2 small medium plants, or 3 if you're doing a sea of green in tight containers. Keep it in that range and you'll be golden. So who is this light actually for? So in my professional opinion, I'm gonna say new growers starting their first indoor run, someone with a small space like a closet or a cabinet, or anyone looking for a dedicated veg light or clone tent setup to pair with a bigger flowering space. If you're running DWC like me, this could be perfect for your early stages or a side project grow. Once again, if you want to check it out for yourself, MetriGrow has hooked us up with an exclusive 15% off discount. Just use MGBin15 off at checkout on Amazon. Big shout out to MetriGrow for trusting me to keep it real. If you've got questions, drop them in the comment section. I'll respond to everyone down there. And if you want to see this light in action over time in a future grow series, then make sure you put that in the comments. Lock it in, MetriGrow. All right, back to the video. All right, so it is day 35 of bloom, and the last time we fed these girls was on day 26, so that was 11 days ago. And here is what these girls are looking like as a result. Very green, lush, very beautiful colors in here. Lush green. They're fattening up on the bud sites. This is just a beautiful grow so far. Once again, if you are interested in getting your own hydro bucket setup, you can use my discount code, which is 10 from Ben, and save 10% on any order at thehydrobucket.com. All right, so it's been another 11 days, and at this point, I'm just gonna check on these buckets Someone was asking me in one of these videos why I don't show ppm and pH and all of that stuff. I thought it was boring content, but since you asked, here we are. So I definitely always pH and always check my ppms in my buckets. But like I said, I just didn't put it on camera because I thought it was boring. But if you are interested in this type of content, let me know in the comments section and I will keep it up each video. But as you can see, the pH is way off and the ppm is a little bit too low. But since we're this late in flower, I don't think I'm going to do much about that. But we definitely are going to correct the pH for this girl right here. I'm going to show you how I'm going to do this right here. I have a submersible water pump with some tubing that I just stuck in this hydro bucket. The other end of the tubing is coming to just some random bucket, and we're going to empty out half of this bucket. And in the meantime, I'm going to check the rest of my buckets to make sure that the pH and the ppm are where I would like them to be. All right, so the rest of my buckets are doing just fine. It is just this bucket that seems to be having an issue. This plant is sucking all of the phosphorus out of the water. No worries. As you can see, I am about to fill her back up. And once we do, we'll check the ppm and pH again. And essentially, we're starting flush right now. All right, so here we are in this beautiful tin with the hydro buckets going ham. We have 4 different phenotypes of this Cali Mocho by Ithacan Genetics. And frankly, I think they are beautiful. Probably, I don't know, some of the most beautiful plants that I've ever grown, to be honest. And it is not surprising, because Ithacan Genetics has been at work. He is easily one of the best breeders in the game right now. And as you can see, we are focusing on this Cali Mocho. This is a feminized photoperiod strain, the result of crossing Rotten Rosé with Cherry Paloma. This combination brings together the best of both parent strains. And as you can see on the screen, as flowering progresses, adding color to your garden is almost innate. Most of these phenotypes will display these beautiful purple to reddish hues, as you can see. And every once in a while, you'll have something different. The terpene profile leans towards the Rotten Rosé lineage, offering aromas reminiscent of rum-soaked cherries and overripe fruit with a hint of funk. It's a sensory experience that's hard to beat. And so here we are, it is the 8th week of flower, and these plants are supposed to reach maturity at about 9 to 10 weeks. But some will be early, some will be a little later. This one right here is ready on today, and on today she is getting chopped. This one right here has a little while to go, but she is beautiful nonetheless. Just like we were mentioning with these purples and red hues, they're all over the place. 8 weeks of flower, Cali Mocho. So this phenotype right here is the one that I did top on about 4 or 5 weeks ago, 6 weeks ago. And this is where she got topped. You can see that on the screen, her little stub. And she finished nicely. Frankly, she's done. Got some trichome shots. Get a good glance. This is what these trichomes are looking like on day 56 of flower. So I am chopping this girl on today. She is beautiful. The trichomes say that she is absolutely ready. More amber than I would like, to be honest. So she's gonna get chopped today. Her sister, the yellow one, is gonna get chopped today. And then there will just be 2. All right, so we got one plant chopped down. We're gonna chop down that yellow girl in just a second. I have my Mars Hydro tint that I'm using as a dry tint. I'll just turn this fan on. On a low speed, of course. And the very next thing I'll do is just try my best to get my environment together. I need this to be at 60% RH and 60 degrees Fahrenheit. So I got my humidifier. I'm going to aim this humidity at the only vent that is open on my Mars Hydro tent. And so now there is this yellow one that's left to chop down. And that's what I'm about to do. We're going to chop her down right now in all her beauty. And so I have this girl hanging, but she's also going to go in the Mars Hydro tent with her sister. Just wanted to get some good footage. This girl is gorgeous. So what you see on the screen here is what I like to call a trichome checker, but it's just a scope. I will provide a link in the description also for my merch. This is a design that I did create because I am a dedicated trichome checker, and for all my dedicated trichome checkers out there, I just wanted to make sure that you had some dope merch that you could wear while you're checking those trichomes. So once again, if you're interested in getting yourself a trichome checker, go ahead and check for that link in the description box. And why not add my dedicated trichome checker t-shirt to your cart? And when you rock it, tag me in the social media post so that I can see it and I'll come and like it. But yeah, as you can see, these trichomes are beautifully, I would say, cloudy. It's a few, there's a small percentage of clear and a very small percentage of amber. But what I go for is something like a full cloud. And that's what I'm seeing. So we're going to do the honors and chop these last two girls down. All right, so I've been drying these plants for about 17, 18, maybe 19 days at this point. And originally, there were 6 plants in this tent. We had the 4 calimochos, and then there were these 2 red hot blueberries that I grew on another grow. Those are the 2 in the back. But as far as the 4 calimochos are concerned, I did chop 2 of them a week before I chopped the other 2. And so we just have this one right here, this yellow one, that is remaining from those 2. And the reason for that is the calimocho is really something spectacular. That first plant didn't last because the flavors and aromas were just out of this world, right off of the plant, no cure necessary. The intense taste of like this dark, rich, velvety, Dutch creamy thing that it had going on for itself. All 3 of the plants, like this one, this yellow one was like this citrusy, like tangy. It was way off the Richter scale as far as what the calimocho is supposed to represent, because even, I have a direct connection with the breeder of these plants. And so I contacted him and I told him about this yellow one with this citrusy, orange, like flavor. Like it was way off it was an outlier. He said he never experienced it. So I don't know, maybe it was a random seed that fell into this pack. I don't know what this was supposed to be or what it might have been, but it definitely didn't represent the calimocho strain or characteristics. But the other 3, just this super, like I said, just heavy Dutch cream velvet cake kind of thing it had going on. It was crazy. But yeah, we'll get to those in just a second. This one right here, like I said, had these heavy, tangy, citrusy, like orange, almost lemony kind of aroma and flavor to it. It was actually really good too. It's just not calimocho. And so either way it go, I was going to experiment with this. I have this bow trimmer from Spider Farmer that they sent me. And yeah, this was the whole plan, was to not have to hand trim anything. I do have 3 trimmers. I still have the Yes Farm, I have the Hygro Hub, and I have this Spider Farmer bow trimmer at this point. But I just don't like the results of any of them anymore. It's just I'm losing way too much material. I get, the results are you get these little bit of nuggets left, and then you get a whole lot of trim in the bowl. That's not what I'm looking for. So gonna hand trim the rest of it, the rest of this, and then we'll move on from there.
Whew, we did some damage to these nuggets. My goodness, I might just hand trim the rest of this. Make my mistakes. That's exactly what these are. This was a mistake. Not completely. It is what it is.
Yep. This was a loss. Let's move on. We got 3 or 2 other plants. Let's get to those. All right, so it's been a few more days. These other 2 plants are in here. We're maintaining our 60 and 60, or as close as we can stay to it. You can see it's 4 plants, but the 2 Cali Mochos are what remain. And like I've been saying, this is one delectable strain. Extremely incredible. And so, yeah, I won't bore you with the de-stemming and the trimming. I'm going to hand trim all of this. I did hand trim all of this. And let's just get right to it. So like I said, I did hand trim both of these plants. Well, really, 3 out of 4. The yellow one was the only one that went through a bowl trimmer. And this is what these nuggets look like. This is one plant. This is the one that was on the left. And it's still in the grove bag. This is the plant that was on the right. And at the time of me recording this video, they've been in the grove bags for about 10 days. So I did smoke a little out of this bag, maybe about 1 ounce. So if I had to guesstimate in total what I got out of all 4 plants, I would say probably about 210, maybe 220 grams. I know for a fact I got at least 140 grams off of these 2. And so when it comes down to it, it was just an amazing grow. I'm super impressed with Ithacan Genetics. If you happen to go to my website and see my little shout out to Ithacan Genetics, make sure that you tell him that Ben sent you so he can take care of you. And aside from that, I think we did an amazing job. My goal for this grow was to bring out the best of these genetics, and I think that goal was accomplished. I don't know if I'm chasing big buds anymore. I chased big buds and I ended up with big garbage buds. And now that I'm chasing genetics, it seems to be going in my favor. And so with that being said, I'm going to get out of your hair. It's been over an hour at this point, and I appreciate you for stopping by and checking out my channel. If you would be so kind, make sure you scroll down at the bottom of my channel and check out all of my other channels. My music channels are down there. My mushroom channel is down there. My wife, she has a cooking channel. It's down there. And yeah, I would really appreciate any support that is shown. And so, yeah, I'm going to get out of here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I will check y'all out on the next video. Until next time, take care and keep on chasing these big buds like you've been. Peace.